Welcome to episode 9. How exciting is this? If you were to ask me 9 episodes ago whether we would be here today, I probably would have been talking to you in my biggest fear that who would want to continue on this journey that I decided to call Strong. So I'm so excited. Cortezia, welcome to our show. It's so exciting to have you. How we met is even more exciting, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But before we introduce Cortezia to you and let her share her story, for anyone out there that's just watching for the first time, welcome to Strong. It's a journey of connecting females of all age groups from around the world. It doesn't matter where you are, what you believe in. The aim is to share stories because I believe connecting between women and men and families and communities is one way to feel part of a bigger picture. Life can be challenging most days, and sometimes being able to understand that somebody else has been on a similar path or a similar journey to you is just what we need to feel connected. So welcome to Strong. May these episodes help make you feel more connected to the world, to women, to females, to family, and to community. So Cortezia, here we are. We met probably about a month ago.
Yep.
Tell us how we met.
Okay, so it was pretty amazing. We were at Alex's event, House of Social, and you got up on stage and you told everybody what you do, #Strong, and I just thought it was amazing, your story, your motivation, your everything, the whole story behind it. And I just wanted to come up to you and tell you that what you're doing is amazing. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to say, hey, what you're doing is amazing. And I started off by saying, hey, I've got MS. And before I could get to the end of my sentence, you said, okay, I want to interview you. And I said, wow, okay, all right. And I just think that this is so important. What you're doing is so needed for today. It's needed. I have 3 nieces. They're almost 10, I can't remember, 6 and 4. And I want a better world for them. And I can see it already that they need a better world. They need women to be strong for them. And I want to be that. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you for coming. Strong is a journey, and it's not one woman's story. It's a compilation of everyone's journey. And the world tomorrow will depend on what we allow our young people to do today. It will make a difference. So I'm excited to be on this journey with you. I have to say, that day on stage, I remember waiting in line, and I remember thinking, we're only allowed 1 minute each, and there were 6 people in front of me. I literally had 6 minutes to decide what I was gonna say and what hat I was gonna wear on that stage.
And you said the right things.
And I got up there, and I remember for like half a, whatever you wanna call it, a second, it was like time stopped, and I saw everybody and went, and all it came out. And I remember getting an applause for it and thinking, why are they clapping? Because I, until that point, was very humble and quiet about what I was doing. Of course, I had the team with me here, and they're always cheering on Strong, but I hadn't been public with my daughter's story. Not that way. And I got on that stage, and then I had a wonderful smiley face from you greeting me as I got off the stage. And I realized we were tapping into a place that I had never been. We were tapping into real women coming to me and saying, what you're doing, thank you for doing it. And me allowing them to be part of the journey, but more enabling them to feel that they can share the journey. So having you here today, Cortezia, for me, you are someone not directly connected to me, but connected to me on a bigger scale. And having you here means that we are on that journey and
Yeah.
we're on it together. So I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So with every guest, we start with the same question, because I believe that the youth don't hear this type of conversation enough. They see people of a certain stature, a certain professional success level, and they assume that they woke up that way, and they don't really understand the steps or the path that those role models have taken. So with asking you this very first question, I feel that it brings life into context and helps us, the audience, the viewers, be able to understand the world that you're living in and the journey that lay ahead for you. So are you ready?
Oh, yes. Doing this for so many reasons. Yes, tell me.
Cortezia, who is Cortezia?
Okay. So many things, but no one also. I aspire to be a servant for others. And that's why you see me working so hard to spread awareness. I was diagnosed with MS 5 years ago, and it's not easy. It's not no chronic illness, no disease is easy, but this is what I want to do. I don't care that it's been laid on me and it's horrible, it's tough, but I want to use what I've learned, the pain that I've endured. I want what I've learned through that pain to help others. Whatever life throws at me, I want to use what I've learned to help others, to help my nieces, to help anybody who comes my way. I don't want my life to be wasted. And that's how I will serve others, because I don't have a job right now because of MS. So that is the way I'm giving back. So in essence, I want to be a servant if I am not already.
And that feels like your life purpose.
Yes.
Coming from this side of the interview. Do you feel that one of your main roles right now is being a person who spreads awareness for a challenge that you're facing on a personal level?
It is a challenge. Personally, yeah, I mean, there are so many things every day that it is. I enjoy spreading awareness, yes, but it's not easy every day, waking up, dealing with the physical challenges as well. But I keep reminding myself, and I enjoy the phrase begin again, because each new day gives you a chance to begin again.
It does, it really does. Is it okay if we go backwards a little bit in time?
Sure.
What if you could talk to us about who you were before the diagnosis?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I came out of high school, I got into events, and I was go, go, go all the time. Like, I didn't need sleep. Sleep was for the weak. I just didn't stop. And I did every possible thing. You know, I could party, I could work, I could do it all. And then I get this disease, and suddenly everything just stops. So it's been difficult. It's been a very slow transition, and I always say that MS has been a teacher for me. It's been a very harsh teacher, wherein it's told me that no, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to slow down. And sometimes you don't like that. You don't want to slow down because the world is fast. The world says that you need to be in this place at this time or else, but you need to slow down.
So what roles do you play alongside this role?
Alongside being an MS advocate, I'm an aunt, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I entertain. I entertain a lot. The thing that gives me joy is just walking into a room and making people laugh. That is the one thing that makes me so happy.
So tell us about because you bring this energy to the room. There's so much, and I wish the audience could feel what I'm feeling right now. Here I have in front of me a woman who is an advocate for the biggest challenge that was thrown at her at 20 years old, 25 years old.
I was, I got the symptoms at about 22, and they only finally diagnosed it at about 24, yeah.
So at that age, that's when most youth are exiting university, and it's like, I'm here, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and there you were at that stage with this big change that you had no control over. It decided, it was coming to you, and you decided to take it, own it, and do something about it. You're an advocate.
Yes.
When we talk about the stories of our lives, I believe that we are what we are because of where we were and what we bring to our present experience. Some people take challenge and it destroys them. Some people take challenge and it helps them thrive. And some people keep doing what they're doing, almost like you. And it's like a bigger purpose than what we're experiencing on our own. How did that impact your relationships with all the people in the roles that you have in your life?
First of all, I just want to say that I've been through all those stages as well. It was not like, I have spoken to other people with MS who they got diagnosed and they walked out of there saying, that's it, I'm vegan now, which I think was amazing, but that wasn't me. I got diagnosed and I didn't know what was happening. For a few years, I sat at home and I was like, okay, this is my life now. You know, it's not easy at all. So I sympathize with people who have any illness, whether it's depression, anxiety, lupus, whatever it is. I get them. I get it. That you don't know what to do. Your life has been taken away from you. I understand that. But I also get people who are like, no, I'm not taking this, and I'm going to do something about it. So the way it impacted my relationships, it takes time, especially with family, with your friends. Not everybody is going to get it immediately. You know, they're still like, what is happening to you? What is going on? They want to help you desperately, but you don't get it until you get it. You know, that is so true. And I don't blame them for not understanding. How can they? You know, you're not gonna get it. So that's basic. I just have a lot of patience. As I said, MS is a teacher. It's taught me patience with other people as well, and to not blow up at other people, to just take everything, So I am a completely different person from when I was a young 20-year-old.
So when they diagnosed you, if you go back to that time, when you heard the doctor telling you what the diagnosis was, and you came home and you sat down with yourself, what do you remember you thinking in those few minutes? Because there's somebody out there that may have a different diagnosis. It might be mental health, it might be a physical ailment, but there's always those minutes after that they're alone with themselves, like you would have been. And what goes through their mind, or what went through your mind, just to normalize it for whoever's watching?
I remember the exact second that my doctor finally said it's multiple sclerosis, and I could not believe the words coming out of her mouth. I'd heard of MS before, and this was 2014. Dubai still is not MS aware. But I was like, what? No, that is something other people get. That's not something somebody like me gets. And I was just like, where do I go from here? What now? What is this? And my parents are freaking out. They don't know what is happening to our tiny girl. So I just didn't know what to do, and my doctor's insisting, you need to get on meds now. And they're so expensive. There's so many questions. It was just like my life turned upside down. It was so upsetting.
It was so.
Who would you say was your anchor at that time and might still be? Who was your role model? Who got you through those difficult moments?
Oh, it was God. It was God. It was only God who got. It has only been God from the beginning, from before all of this and through it, and I know even after. And I don't even keep in touch with him, honestly. I hardly, not as much as I should. And the saints. I am deeply devoted to the saints. And they are my role. You know, people have role models on earth, but I don't. My role models are people in heaven. And I know people might think that's mad, but I'm deeply connected to people who have lived amazing lives on earth and are now saints in heaven. One of them is a saint who she suffered from cancer, and she died when she was 19. And she devoted her life to loving other people while she was suffering. Her name is Blessed Chiara Lucci, and she is my role model. I mean, I just want to love like her.
I have to say, I have to be really honest with you, Cortezia. I feel I'm walking a path I have never walked before, and I'm so humbled that you're sharing this story with us. And you're so young. You're so young. And sometimes when I meet people that are so much younger than me, having to deal with things that I have never dealt with, and especially at such a young age, it makes me realize how precious life is. It makes me realize how blessed we are. If I were to ask you, on a typical day, meeting people like me who have no idea, what's it like to be you?
Do you mean when people ask me what I have, or?
Well, people like me that have never walked the path, or people like me that have never understood what you're going through, and you deal with people like this all the time.
And I do, yeah.
And sometimes when we don't understand, we might say the wrong thing, or we won't understand, or we'll ask the wrong questions.
Right.
And what's that like for you on a typical day, meeting the average person that has no idea?
Yeah.
Initially, it really bothered me. It really, really got to me. But now I've learned to be more forgiving. It really ticked me off before that people would say, how come you don't go to work? Or, you know, why are you walking like that? I have multiple sclerosis. What's that? That is actually why I'm doing this. Like spreading awareness to stop that. But now I'm more forgiving. I understand that people are not going to know. So I try to educate rather than get irritated with them.
And sometimes that must really be challenging because you're human as well.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as you want to create awareness and as much as you want to share love with people, you're just like everybody else. And on those difficult days, what do you really want people to understand?
I just want, it doesn't require much. All I want is people to be more loving to each other. It doesn't mean that like the next person has to have chronic illness or anything like that. You just have to be more compassionate to each other. Every religion has this standard rule: do unto others as you want done unto yourself. So if you don't understand why somebody is behaving the way they are, give them the benefit of the doubt and be nice to them. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Exactly. And I think as well, sometimes understanding is hard because we're not exposed. Young people today are not exposed in this part of the world really to difference. And I think with more social media influencers and more of the perfectional, it's perfect on the outside, but nobody really share what's going on the inside. I believe it makes young people feel more disconnected to what they might be feeling or physical symptoms that they might have, and they don't want to stand out.
True.
So what do you wish that young teenagers or families would understand about not just multiple sclerosis, but any kind of difference in people?
You don't have to be afraid. It's okay that you're different. I know you want to fit in, but sometimes fitting in is not good. Don't do that. I tried it, didn't work out. Just be yourself, or you will be stifling yourself.
What does that mean?
You could be so much more if you allowed yourself to be who you are, and you will grow and blossom into who you are meant to be.
So right before we started filming, you were a little bit nervous. And I think I said to you, why do you want to fit in when you were born to stand out? And that's a big Dr. Seuss, I believe, quote. And we hear it a lot. Do you feel that you want to fit in more, but you can't, or you don't want to fit in? Because I think anytime that we want to advocate for something, anytime we put our real selves out there, we've either consciously or unconsciously have decided, I'm not going to fit in now. I'm going to stand out.
Yeah.
But how ready are we for the consequences that come with that standing out?
Yeah, I feel that it's always a work in progress. Like, the more you push yourself out there, it's like, am I ready? Am I ready? It's like walking into the sea, you know? It's like the water is so cold. Am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? But you keep pushing yourself. And the more you push yourself, you realize, yes, this was so worth it. Because you see, like, every day I'm getting messages from people who are saying, thank you for doing this, you know, I'm learning so much, or this helped me so much. And I'm saying, yes, this is so good.
It's so good. And I'm following you. I'm following you on Instagram. I'm following your stories. I'm watching you. I'm in awe. I have to be very honest. I'm really in awe. I'm in awe with how honest you are. And I'm in awe that you do yoga. And for me, that's like one of the hardest disciplines is yoga. I was kicked out of a yoga class once. Yeah, I was told I wasn't maturely prepared for my yoga lesson. So I'm really in awe that, you know, you wake up every day, and for many people out there, waking up is just waking up and getting ready.
Yeah.
And watching your posts, sometimes waking up and pushing yourself to do what you might not be ready to do for that day, what we would take for granted, you do, and you do it. And it's something really amazing to watch. But I always wonder, how does it feel to do the things that many people will do without even trying, and you, in watching some of the posts that you put out, have to put real effort into doing it?
Yeah, this is what I want people to understand, and I hope that when people see this is what will make them more compassionate to other people, that it is not so easy for other people to do basic day-to-day things. And right now I'm feeling amazing. January I could not walk like it. My grandma could run circles around me. That's how slow I was walking. So I want people to just be more compassionate to other people. That's all.
So Cortezia, let me ask you, when we say be more compassionate, would you say, so your ailment is a physical, we can see it. Some days you're saying, you know, I can't walk today, or people will ask you, why are you walking that way? What about those people with mental health issues? What would you say, how could you advocate for them? Because we can't see what they're physically going through. We just assume that they're okay because physically they look okay.
Exactly.
You know, but MS is also physical, it's cognitive, it also has mental health issues as well. But yes, the same thing. And I would encourage people who have mental health issues, as much as you don't want to come out about it, like depression is the number one thing that you don't want to admit you have, right? Because everybody's gonna say, okay, you're weird. But the moment that you come forward and say that, yes, I am depressed, or yes, I suffer from anxiety, that is the first step to getting help. That is the first step to hopefully people being nicer to you. But for that, people around you have to be nicer. As a society, we have to improve and accept that we must be compassionate to each other.
It's a hard one though, isn't it?
Yes.
Would you say that mental health for you is something that you're challenged with as well? Because you mentioned this before.
Oh, yes, yeah, definitely.
And it's not like I would say that it's gone up and down over the years. I feel that I'm in a much better place now, which is why I'm able to do so much. But it's not always been this way. Mm-hmm. And that's why I advocate so much that it needs to get done, it needs attentioning to.
It really does. So I'm going to interrupt us for just a minute because I can hear Kiki right behind. Everybody met Kiki, so let's bring Kiki out because she desperately wants to be with us here. So as we're getting Kiki, she's wearing her funny costume. She had a little surgery last week, so she's still wearing her little medical gown, but she's absolutely fine. She's absolutely fine. So getting back to what we were talking about, how would you describe your mindset when you're overcoming either the physical or the emotional challenges that you face every day?
Oh, determination, determination, determination. I'm a very strong-willed person that I just don't want to be kept back. I don't like it that I know it's like MS is not the boss of me. I'm gonna have my own way, which is not always a good thing. You have to allow things to go as it's meant to be. So I try to, if my body is saying no, today's a rest day, then I have to rest. But I really push myself. I really push myself to get better.
So can you give us some examples of what you would do, what the strategy is for you when you wake up and you know that today's not going to be an easy day. Today's going to be a day where I'm going to have to put a little more effort into things I want to do. My body's not working with me today, or my emotions aren't as positive as I want them to be. Mm-hmm. What are some of your tips or strategies to overcome the emotional obstacles?
So in the past, I didn't do well. I think I was just a mess and I would just waste the day. But now I've learned that, okay, if my body is not all right, I need to rest. If I had plans, I need to cancel and not feel bad about it. And that's just how it is. Emotions wise, I just need to pay attention to them and do whatever makes me feel good at that point, and then I'll feel better after a while.
Biggest challenge is to accept that we're not in control all the time, that life has a different plan.
Yeah, it absolutely is the biggest challenge,
because you're so proud, you don't want to let go. Like, I'm the captain of the ship, you know?
You really are. And I think it doesn't matter what you are or what you're challenged with, the idea of controlling life is something I believe many people have in common. And we talked about this in episode 8 with Amina, where we were saying most young people have this idea that, and you mentioned it as well, that by this age I'll be doing this, and by this time in my life I should be doing this. Yeah. And then all of a sudden. So if I could ask you to go back to your early teens, what do you wish you would have done more of, or maybe did more, be more, have more, that would prepare you for where you are today?
I wish I had eaten better. I wish I had exercised. I wish I had studied more. I wish for myself a lot of things. I wish I had believed in myself more. I wish I had loved my body more, basically. You know, I always believed that I was fat, but I wasn't. And I think that is such a problem even today. You see so many girls believing that they're fat and they have amazing bodies, like whatever size, but they look amazing.
So what do you want for young people watching this to know, based on what you wish you could have done different?
Stop listening to the world. You are beautiful the way you are. Just stop. Just block it all out. Just listen to your parents and stay in school.
Stay in school. You know, Cortezia, asking you what your hardest challenge would be, for me would be the obvious, MS. But what would you say is the hardest challenge you faced this far in your life?
That is a very
Very tough one, and I cannot decide. I really can't decide. I don't feel that it's MS. I feel like my hardest challenge might be, I don't know, I feel like it changes every day. I really feel like it changes every day. It's like every day I'm on to something new. And it's just like, I want to reach new heights. There's this amazing quote by another saint. It's verso l'alto. It's Italian, and it means to the heights. It's always reaching new heights.
I love that. Verso l'alto.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What are your aspirations? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be achieving? What do you hope to be known for?
I want to be known for somebody that helps the world. That's it.
And you are.
Yay.
You really are. So talk to us about you said that the saints were your role models. How do they help you on this journey right now?
Right now they're praying for me. And that's helping loads, like helping my body, helping my mind, just helping me get to heaven, because I am messing up here. So yeah, that's it. I read about their lives, and I think about how even though they messed up on earth, they made a turnaround. So there's always hope for me. They say that every saint was once a sinner. So that's hope for me.
I see a strong, bright, amazing woman in front of me. I see a woman that is confident, has a purpose, and is driven to support so many ahead of her. What do you see?
Who, me? Or are you talking about you? Because I see somebody amazing.
I'm talking about you.
I see someone who's just trying really hard. Somebody who just doesn't stop trying. Never stops trying.
Strong.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Cortezia.
Thank you.
Strong is about helping young people. It's about helping females. It's about supporting community, family. It's about connecting. But it's also about the individual in front of me. How can we support you on your strong journey?
Please spread awareness about MS in Dubai. There's so many cases here and nobody's talking about it, and that upsets me. I want people to have somewhere where they can come together, talk about this, not be afraid that something's happening to their body. And it's not just MS, it's any chronic illness, it's any invisible disease. You shouldn't be afraid to talk about what's happening with your body and just come and share. It's okay. And this is just MS. There's so many other things. I want to do more to help. That's all.
So give you a platform to create more of an awareness.
Yes.
And that's it. So if you're out there watching Cortezia today and you can offer her more of a platform to create more of an awareness for MS here in the region, please reach out, send us a direct message, and we'll definitely connect you with Cortezia.
Thank you.
So both Kiki and I thank you, and we look forward to following your journey. We look forward to celebrating more success with you, and I'm so humbled to be able to meet you and to share your story here on Strong. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. This was episode 9 with Cortezia, one of the most inspiring women I have met. And I know I say this, I'm going to continue saying this. These stories both humble and make me realize how blessed I am to be sharing Strong with you. So if you're out there and you're feeling alone or disconnected, reach out. We want to support you. We want to bring together women of all age groups. We want to share connection and help you feel supported. Join us next time when we bring episode 10 to you. Thank you for watching.